If you've ever used Canva to design with Hebrew text, you'll know that it can be tricky because the fonts are not easily searchable and there's not always a preview. Hi, I'm Kendra Fabry, and in this video, I'm going to show you a solution I came up with to help me select different fonts to make this label. Because I also needed to include a picture for staff whose main language isn't English or Hebrew, I chose to use Canva. It's an easy, web-based design software to use for that. I'll walk you through how I made my project, show you the limitation of searching for fonts, and how this downloadable PDF can help you choose fonts for your project. Canva files can be printed, used digitally, or turned into projects for the Cricut machine. Designing your own project is free, and you don't need to be a Hebrew speaker or even type in Hebrew to do it. So let's get started. First, you'll need to create a free account at canva.com. There are several options to log in. Just follow the prompts for your preferred method. Once logged in, click on the purple Create a Design button. You can then scroll down to select the size of your document. I'm going to select Flyer, 8.5 by 11 inches. Let's give our project a title at the top of the screen. In Canva, there's no need to save. It does it for you automatically. Now we'll add a text box. On the leftmost panel, select Text, then click the purple Text button. To see my work better, I can zoom in using the slider at the bottom. The default text is already selected, so I'll tap Delete on my keyboard and type in the English word spoon. Now I want to make another text box for the Hebrew word. I can repeat what I just did, or I can duplicate this text box. I need to click off the box, then click back in, and now I can select the duplicate icon. Let me reposition this new text box so I can see it better. Using my mouse, I select and drag the box to where I want it. Now I'll replace the English text with the Hebrew word for spoon. As a non-Hebrew speaker, it's easier for me to copy and paste rather than having to type in Hebrew. So I'll look it up using Google Translate. I can then copy and paste the Hebrew text into my project. I'll do that by opening a new browser tab and typing Google Translate into the search bar. With Google Translate open, I'll type the word spoon into the box on the left. I notice that the Hebrew translation is marked as Reviewed by Contributors, which is a good sign, but I'll still have a fluent Hebrew speaker check over my project to be sure. I also notice that this translation doesn't provide the vowels, but an option below does, so that's the one I want. Sometimes the vowels are included in the main field, but sometimes they're not. It depends on the word. I'll highlight the Hebrew word with my mouse and copy it by holding down the Control button on my keyboard and tapping the C key. Now I can return to my Canva document. To paste over the existing text, I'll double-click into the text box and then hold down the Control button on my keyboard and tap the V key. Since this is a short word, the navigation tabs on the sides of the box are in the way. So I'll enlarge the box by selecting and dragging the rectangle on the side with my mouse. I'm careful just to pull the side wider and not to pull the corner dot, which would enlarge the font size. Now I want to change the font style. By clicking on the name of the font, a field appears to the left where I can scroll to select a new font. But the problem is that I don't know what my options are. There are actually a ton of font choices in Canva, but they are not easily searched, and there's no consistent preview in Hebrew. I can scroll down and see suggested fonts, but I'm not sure how any of these will look for the Hebrew text. I know from experience that many of these fonts won't alter the look of Hebrew text. I can type the word Hebrew in the font search field, and now I see a different list of fonts. These also don't have a Hebrew preview, but I know that they do work with Hebrew text. If you scroll very far down, you'll see that the fonts at the bottom of the list appear with a Hebrew preview. Not all of these fonts will restyle the English text, however, and some of these fonts are script instead of block text, so make sure to avoid those if you're not sure how to tell the difference. This is not a complete list of all the Hebrew fonts available in Canva, and in fact, some of my favorites don't appear here at all and must be searched by name. Looking at my sample list, I'll choose David Libre Bold and type it into the font name search field. Since the bottom box is already selected, as shown by the purple outline, all I need to do is click on the name from the list, and the style will change. I'll do the same for the English font so they match. I want the Hebrew to have an outline effect, so I click on the Effects button and can choose the one I want. Scrolling down, I see that I can make the text curved and I can alter how much it's curved using the slider. If I change my mind later, I can select None to remove the effect. I'm ready to add my image. I click off the text box and select Elements from the leftmost panel. I can search for images here. I'll type the word spoon and hit Enter on my keyboard. I can select a graphic or a photo. Simply clicking on the image will insert it into my project. I can then resize it by clicking on the image and dragging the corner. After I make it smaller, all I have to do is hover my mouse over the image and then drag it to where I want it. Let me take a look at this better. Now I see that there's a lot of extra space. I'm changing my mind about the size of the document. I can fix that by clicking on the Resize button on the left and enter my new dimensions here. I want to make sure that both words are the same size. Rather than manually dragging on the corner of the text box, it's more accurate to adjust the number here in the font size field. Let's make sure everything is aligned. With my mouse, I'll hold down the left button and drag over all three items to select them. I'll then click the Position button over on the right. On the left-hand menu, I can click on Center and then select Space Even Vertically. Ta-da! I can print this out, hang it up, and everyone will know where to put the spoons. But first, I have to download it. Click on the Share button on the top right, then scroll down and click Download. Scroll down to your preferred file type. Use a PNG for digital use, an SVG with a transparent background for a Cricut Machine project, and in my case, PDF print. I'll select Flatten PDF, change the color profile, and download. And there you have it. Use this Hebrew font preview list to design your own project in Canva.